Hey guys, good morning. This is Mommy Ann and the Wolves on Sunday Go. This is the second day of the preparation, professional development, and I just got here in the classroom. I don't want to turn the camera around because the classroom is still a mess. So I started opening up my email coming from my bosses. So here's an inspirational email, and together with it is a YouTube link. And the link leads us to Every Kid Needs a Champion by Rita Pierson. So this is a TED Talk, and I want everybody to look and listen. So let's see what kind of inspiration we can hear from this. Are we ready? Hold up. All right, we are ready. Ideas worth spreading.
I have spent my entire life either at the schoolhouse, on the way to the schoolhouse, or talking about what happens in the schoolhouse. Both my parents were educators. My maternal grandparents were educators. And for the past 40 years, I've done the same thing. And so needless to say, over those years, I've had a chance to look at education reform from a lot of perspectives.
It's my first time watching this, so let's see.
Some of them have been not so good. And we know why kids drop out. We know why kids don't learn. It's either poverty, low attendance, negative peer influences. We know why. But one of the things that we never discuss, or we rarely discuss, is the value and importance of human connection. Relationships.
I agree.
James Comer says that no significant learning can occur without a significant relationship. George Washington Carver says all learning is understanding relationships. Everyone in this room has been affected by a teacher or an adult. For years, I have watched people teach. I have looked at the best and I've looked at some of the worst. A colleague said to me one time, they don't pay me to like the kids.
Right.
They pay me to teach a lesson. The kids should learn it. I should teach it. They should learn it. Case closed.
No.
Well,
you know that's
not
happening.
To her, you know, kids don't learn from people they don't like.
I agree. Definitely. Oh my goodness, yes. Like when you hate those teachers, no, you don't like those teachers. You'd be like, I don't want to go to school.
And I said to her, well, your year is going to be long and arduous.
I agree. That's just going to be tough on you.
Some people think that you can either have it in you to build a relationship or you don't.
Right.
I think Stephen Covey had the right idea. He said you ought to just throw in a few simple things, like seeking first to understand as opposed to being understood. Simple things like apologize. You ever thought about that?
Right.
Tell a kid you're sorry, they're in shock.
Oh, no.
I taught a lesson once on ratios. I'm not real good with math, but I was working on it. And I got back and looked at that teacher edition. I taught the whole lesson wrong.
Oh, no.
So I came back to class the next day and I said, look, guys, I need to apologize. I taught the whole lesson wrong. I'm so sorry. I said, that's okay, Miss Pierson. You were so excited. We just let you go.
So the kids knew even without telling her.
I had classes that were so low, so academically deficient that I cried.
Oh.
I wondered, how am I going to take this group in 9 months from where they are to where they need to be? And it was difficult. It was awfully hard. How do I raise the self-esteem of a child and his academic achievement at the same time? One year I came up with a bright idea. I told all my students, you were chosen to be in my class because I am the best teacher and you are the best students. They put us all together so we could show everybody else how to do it. One of the students said, really?
Aww.
I said, really? We have to show the other classes how to do it. So when we walk down the hall, people will notice us. So you can't make noise. You just have to strut. And I gave him a saying. The everybody when I leave. I am
Ooh.
powerful and I am strong. I
Ooh.
deserve the education that I get here. I have things to do, people to impress, and places to go.
Oh.
They said, yes.
Yeah.
Say it long enough, it starts to be
I
a
am
part of you.
somebody.
And so
Yeah.
I gave a quiz, 20 questions. Student missed 18. I put a +2 on this paper and a big smiley face. He said, Miss Pierson, is this an F? I said, yes. He said, then why'd you put a smiley face? I said, because you on the roll. You got 2 right, you didn't miss them all. I said, and when we review this, won't you do better?
Yeah.
He said, yes, ma'am, I can do better.
Yep, second
You see,
chances.
-18 sucks all the life out of you. +2 said I ain't all bad. 4 years I watched my mother take the time at recess to review, go on home visits in the afternoon, buy combs and brushes and peanut butter and crackers to put in her desk drawer for kids that needed to eat, and a washcloth and some soap for the kids who didn't smell so good. See, it's hard to teach kids who stink.
Oh my gosh, for real.
And kids can be cruel.
Yeah.
And so she kept those things in her desk, and years later, after she retired, I watched some of those same kids come through and say to her, you know, Miss Walker, you made a difference in my life. You made it work for me. You made me feel like I was somebody when I knew at the bottom I wasn't. And I want you to just see what I've become. And when my mama died 2 years ago at 92, there were so many former students at her funeral. It brought tears to my eyes, not because she was gone, but because she left a legacy of relationships that could never disappear. Can we stand to have more relationships? Absolutely. Will you like all your children? Of course not. And you know your toughest kids are never absent.
Your toughest kids are never absent. That's
You
right.
won't like them all, and the tough ones show up for a reason. It's the connection. It's the relationships. And while you won't like them all, the key is they can never, ever know. So teachers become
They
great
can never,
actors
ever
and
know.
great actresses, and we come to work when we don't feel like it, and we listen to policy that doesn't make sense, and we teach anyway. We teach anyway because that's what we do. Teaching and learning should bring joy. How powerful would our world be if we had kids who were not afraid to take risks, who were not afraid to think, and who had a champion? Every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be. Is this job tough? You betcha. Oh God, you betcha. But it is not impossible. We can do this. We're educators. We're born to make a difference. Thank you so much.
So I just finished watching it, and it's a very good talk. It's a very good talk, and I agree at some points, and I think my realization is, yeah, I am here for a reason, and I already know that. We already know that. I honestly had an option to move to a different program or still a special education class. But I just let it be, and I said, well, if things fall into place, then I'll move. But if not, then I'll just stay in my class. So this year, 2018-2019, I'll be teaching 10 to 12 kids with intellectual disability. And I feel like this is where I belong. 90% or 80% of the kids I already know, but it looks like I still have a purpose in their lives, and I still need to make a difference in their lives. So let's see what this year would bring, and based from the TED Talk that we just read or heard from Miss Pierson, there are a couple of things I need to put in my mind and in my heart, that I need to make students feel important and that they are somebody. That's number one. I need to make them feel important, and I need to make them feel that they are somebody. Since I am teaching special ed with limited or intellectual disability, I say limited because I know they can still feel. They can still feel that they are important. So I just need to make sure and reassure that that's going to happen. Number two is, even if, as what you've heard, not all students, you would really like all of them. So even if I may not like any of the other student, I have to make sure that they would not feel it. I still need to make sure that they are still champions in their own rights. Because who knows, even if those that are really troublesome in the classroom, and they're always there every day for a reason, I need to make that connection. I know and I believe that most of my students I already have connections with, but I want to strengthen that connection. So number three is to strengthen that connection. And number four, never to give up on them. Never to give up on them. I know for a couple of years I have been teaching special ed, I guess 4, 5, or 6 years now. And there were some very low points when I don't see as much improvement as I want to see from them. But I just really need to understand that I just need to make an effort to at least move them from A to B, move from one place to the other. So my mantra this year is to not give up on them. Alright, so and so might just only be learn this, but they can learn also this. So not to give up on that, and even to the point where last year a couple of issues were sprouted out from the parents themselves. So I'm gonna try to not to give up on the parents also, because I need to put my heart and soul to it, that since I'm teaching special ed, I am their teacher. But how much more is it? How much more do they act up when they're around their parents? So I promise to myself to not to give up on my students, as well as to not to give up with their parents. And lastly, I am an educator, and I am born to make a difference. Just like you, for all the teachers that are going to be teaching this school year or are already teaching this school year, please make a difference. You are an educator. Nothing is impossible. You have proven it all. Just make sure you also have to assert it into yourself that you are special also, and that you can make a difference. We are educators, we are teachers, and we are gonna try to make a difference. Alright, this has been Mommy Ann and the Wilsons on the go. And remember that everyone has a purpose. You, me, our students, we have a purpose. Bye for now. I love you all. Let me get this classroom going. Look. Let's make a difference to this classroom. Bye. I love you all.